Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 7 o'clock. It is Memorial Day. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Francis. We're getting you morning ready right now as we're taking a live look outside through our iCam in beautiful Old Saybrook. The yacht is back. That means it's the start of another season. So obviously we need to know what it's going to look like.
That's right. So let's get right over to meteorologist Jill Gilardi with an update on all of our forecasts today. And we have a lot of outdoor plans, Jill.
Yeah, we do. And, you know, after this weekend where we barely trended better, but did in ways, we continue that trend to nicer weather. It may not be completely perfect, though, this afternoon. We'll explain why, but we are starting off mostly sunny. So we are dry. It is bright. New Haven, just a fantastic view. You can see for miles out there. And temperature right now at 57 at that location, north wind at 8 miles per hour. Well, the sun's working its magic. Now some of those 40s warming into 50s. It is 50 now in Hartford, 53 in Windsor Locks, 55 in Chester, for example. And as we take a look at your Memorial Day forecast, by 10 o'clock, we're all enjoying the low to mid 60s, upper 60s by noon, and then upper 60s, low 70s for highs this afternoon. So you notice the icons start to change. We'll start to see some clouds developing from time to time. And yeah, we can't rule out an afternoon, early evening passing shower. But for anything going on outside for the first part of the day, you're looking good to go. For the second part, keep a watch on things. That's through the First Alert weather app, and maybe have that the smallest umbrella you can have. Bring it with you just in case as we go later on today. We'll focus more on those small rain chances coming up a little bit later. But let's get an update now on traffic with Caitlin.
All right, thanks, Jill. Good morning, everyone. If you're heading out the door right now, live look across the state in Hartford on 91. I promise you, that's the capital city. Look at how quiet it is. Live look in Waterbury by the Mixmaster on 84, Middletown along Route 9, and in Meriden along 691. You can see nice bright sunshine out there to start. You will need the sunglasses. A little chilly. You might need the heat on in the car, or if you're me, the seat warmers. No crashes or major incidents, though, at this time. No construction due to the holiday, so that's some good news. If you're heading out right now to head to a Memorial Day ceremony or parade, your drive times all looking fantastic. That's a look at 91 southbound towards New Haven, 84 eastbound towards the capital city, 95 southbound towards the George Washington Bridge. Again, so many people have the day off, no work, no school for a lot of folks, so it's nice and quiet to start, but expect that traffic volume to pick up as you head a little bit later into the afternoon as people head back to their homes after the long holiday weekend. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Right, breaking news in Waterbury this morning. We now know a crash on I-84 East in Waterbury is deadly. Police say it happened just before midnight on the exit 23 ramp, and they say that driver was getting off the highway when they hit the guardrail on the right shoulder and crashed head-on into a concrete barrier. The driver died and the road closed for hours. This is the first deadly crash of the holiday weekend, and it comes as the start of what's considered the 100 deadliest days on Connecticut roads.
All right, so for more on travel conditions here, obviously Memorial Day is marking some of the deadliest days here. It's also expected to be very busy.
Let's get a check on the roads with your reporter Luke Hydash live along 91 in Middletown. So Luke, we now know that crash that you checked out this morning is deadly, and it starts a horrible trend.
Traffic seems to be smooth sailing out there this morning. Not too many problems at all. A lot of truckers out there and people heading home from their long weekend Memorial Day plans. Today, Memorial Day, by the way, begins what's known as the 100 deadliest days. That's the time between Memorial Day and Labor Day when our state sees the most amount of deadly crashes. And this year, state police are upping their patrols, particularly on holidays like today, focusing on things like distracted driving and DUIs and appealing to younger drivers.
I learned that one split-second decision, like getting in a car with someone who's driving under the influence, can change your life, and it made me realize that being a passenger doesn't always mean being powerless.
So far this year, Connecticut has seen 88 deadly crashes. That's down compared to this time last year. By the way, AAA says that before 2 o'clock is the best time to hit the road today. Your reporter in Middletown, Luke Hydash, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Luke. State police say it's already been very busy out on Connecticut roadways over the weekend. They say they've made 600 traffic stops. They've arrested 16 people for DUI, and there have been more than 150 car crashes, causing 2 people to be seriously injured. And again, that deadly crash from overnight in Waterbury. Happening now, officials are working to learn what caused a propane tank to explode at a house in Suffield, sending someone to the hospital. The explosion started a fire at the home on 2nd Street yesterday. That home under construction and was left with serious damage.
This morning, Waterbury police are investigating a string of robberies connected to sales made on Facebook Marketplace. Police are investigating 4 of these robberies so far. The most recent one happening on Southview Street Saturday. 3 others happened on Fisk Street. One neighbor believes the thieves are purposefully choosing areas that are shielded from the public.
Whoever's doing it is casing the neighborhoods and figuring out, hey, this is where we're going to do it. You know, if people want to sell things on the marketplace, do it in a safe location, like inside the police station.
Now, to stay safe while buying or selling things online, exchange them in person at the police department lobby. Police have not said whether these robberies are connected. Tomorrow, the man accused of killing 3 people in a boat crash in Old Saybrook is expected to appear in court, facing charges of manslaughter and operating under the influence. Prosecutors say the suspect was drunk when crashed his boat into the break wall. Arrest warrants say he was over twice the legal alcohol limit and was driving more than 5 times the speed limit. As we look ahead now, we could learn more about the legal case for the Waterbury woman accused of holding her stepson captive for decades. Defense attorneys for Kimberly Sullivan are expected to meet with prosecutors tomorrow to discuss the next steps. Sullivan is not expected to be a part of this meeting. She faces charges of kidnapping and assault, though she has pleaded not guilty.
This morning, police are working to learn more after a frightening situation at New Britain High School. The school was on lockdown Friday afternoon because someone with a weapon was trying to get inside. That suspect quickly arrested. No one was hurt.
Well, happening now, Prospect Medical Holdings will be required to keep running one of their hospitals after coming to an agreement with the state. They're now forced to continue running Rockville General Hospital in Vernon. However, they can consolidate services between some of their hospitals. Well, some state leaders have spoken out against this decision, saying they could shut down everything besides the emergency room and their behavioral health services.
7:07 here on your Memorial Day. Happening today, President Donald Trump will lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier to mark the occasion. The ceremony takes place at Arlington National Cemetery every single year. The president laying a wreath on Memorial Day is considered one of the most solemn ceremonies. Also happening today, flags across the state will be at half-staff as we observe Memorial Day. The holiday honors the millions of servicemen and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice fighting for our freedom. A national moment of silence will also be observed at 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's meant to encourage us to stop and remember those who died in the line of duty.
Good morning, everyone. 7:08. We are starting off mostly sunny. Temperatures are starting to warm up, so we're turning that dial upwards. Well, Mother Nature is into the 50s, most places, a few 40s, but not for much longer. Getting access to your forecast is very easy, especially on the go through the First Alert Weather app. For example, in Torrington, the brightest sky is early on today. You notice a few more clouds developing as we head into the afternoon. And while we can't rule out a spot shower, most of the day will be dry with a high near 70. In Hartford, for example, brightest to start. Afternoon clouds develop, highs in the low 70s. And yes, there's a small chance for a passing shower this afternoon into the early evening hours. And the same forecast goes for New London. The only change would be your temperature mid 60s generally. So we're going to be focusing on that small shower chance for later today. And the temperatures are going to be much more Mayish, let's call it that. And higher rain chances returning towards the mid to late portion of our week. So getting into all those details coming up in about 5 minutes from now.